Community, your family, your town.
Good Tuesday morning on this February 6th, and welcome to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Grant Olson, in for Dan Kuntz, and as I explained yesterday, Dan's still on his planned 2-week yearly vacation. Dan will be back on Monday, the Monday after Super Bowl, and Eric Granstrom's still out battling some disc problems in his neck. I mean, it's a way more complicated than that, but Eric will be back, believe me, as soon as he possibly can, so I'll be handling the sports during the evening news as well. And I didn't mention this yesterday, but this is a big week for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant week. Yeah, the pageant coming up this Saturday. I will be there along with Julie Agins-Kuntz. We will co-host the Countdown to Coronation, which will begin at 6 p.m. and then the pageant itself begins at 7. We will have about a 20-minute halftime during the pageant. Julie and I will conduct a couple of more interviews, and then Julie and I will also talk to the brand new royalty for 2024. So Super Bowl also coming up. That's coming up on Sunday from Las Vegas, the Chiefs, and of course the San Francisco 49ers. So it's Apple Blossom week and Super Bowl week. So a big week around. And as we start off our February 6th this Tuesday, we're at 36 degrees in Wenatchee. We have had a little bit of light misty rain around the Wenatchee Valley overnight. Hasn't really amounted to much, but other areas picking up some precipitation include Omak. That's kind of a mixed precipitation, and also the Palisades Road outside of Wenatchee also picking up kind of a mix of precipitation. And speaking of precipitation, we picked up 0.2 of an inch yesterday. That now gets us to 1.54 inches for the year, and that's almost 0.3 above where we should be for this time of year. Sunrise coming up at 7:20, and the sun will set later this afternoon at around 5:10. All right, coming up, we will have news from around the area. Also today's obscure holiday, this day in history. We'll also take a look at sports. Everyone is entitled to make Mike Magnotti's opinion. And then next half hour, we will introduce you to 2 more of the 10 candidates vying for the 2024 Apple Blossom Royalty, and much more still to come. Let's take a look now around the Wenatchee Valley at some of our PTZ cameras. We'll start off with the Wenatchee Heights camera. This is the Wenatchee Heights East camera, and you can see lots of low clouds along with that misty rain to kick off our Tuesday. So yeah, bus stop weather. You might want to bundle the kids up if they are standing outside, maybe an umbrella. It is that light misty rain this morning. That's our Wenatchee Heights East camera. Now it's our Omi Gardens camera as we move to a different view, and boy, it's a different view too, isn't it? As the sun begins to come up, you can see those low clouds hanging above the Columbia River, and we will continue to see that throughout the day today with mainly cloudy skies in our forecast. We'll talk more about that coming up. Next, we have the Cascadian North cameras. Very quiet Wenatchee Avenue so far this morning. You can just see the Cascades in the far top of your screen as the sun begins to come up, and it should be mild. We have seen mild weather for the past couple of weeks, and that will continue today. Maybe not quite as warm as we had over the weekend, but a little bit warmer than yesterday. And finally, our Cascadian South camera. There's a little bit of life in the Wenatchee area as we get going on this Tuesday morning. Some traffic along Wenatchee Avenue, and it is a little bit wet out there. Luckily, our temperature holding at 36 degrees, so we don't expect some slippery conditions here around north central Washington, so that is the good news. All right, that's a look at our PTZ cameras as we take you around the Wenatchee Valley. Let's take a look at what we can expect weather-wise now. Here's your forecast for today's highs, and we will see mid-40s in the Columbia Basin. Wenatchee about 41 for our high. That goes for Eniat and Chelan, both at about 41. Omak, you'll see 42 today. And then as we get in the higher elevations, a little bit cooler. Lake Wenatchee, you'll see 37, 39 for Leavenworth, and 40, the high temperature today in Cashmere. Taking a look at what we can expect as we get into tonight. tonight, we will have that northwest flow of air. You can see it coming down just off the coast of Washington, and that'll bring some clouds our way, a little bit of a trough off the coast. So cloudy skies today with highs, as we mentioned, in the low 40s. For Wednesday, we might start off our day tomorrow with a little bit of patchy fog, and then partly cloudy skies by afternoon. Going to be pretty nice for Wednesday with highs in those low 40s, but boy, not as nice as Thursday. That should be our best day. Partly cloudy skies. We're going to warm up a little bit as a ridge of high pressure develops over the Pacific Northwest. High temperatures on Thursday in those mid 40s. Getting into the end of the week on Friday, we're going to see lots of sunshine, mostly sunny. It will stay mild with high temperatures, not quite as warm as Thursday, but still pretty nice into those low 40s. Getting into the weekend, Saturday, apple blossom pageant day. Partly cloudy skies. Yesterday morning we talked about rain, a possibility. Now that's going to get moved to Sunday. Saturday's high temperatures right around 40 degrees. And here we go. Sunday morning to kick off our Super Bowl Sunday. Pretty good chance that we'll see a rain-snow mix around a lot of the area. And it looks like as we get into the afternoon hours, that will continue. High temperatures on Sunday again, right around that 40-degree mark. And then for Monday, another storm system gets close to the Washington-Oregon coast. That'll push that ridge of high pressure east, but not before one more warm day on Monday with a high temperature in the low 40s. All right, your 7-day forecast for today, 41 degrees your high, cloudy skies this afternoon, 33 overnight tonight, and then a very quiet weather period Wednesday through Saturday. We'll see a mix of clouds and sun. Our warmest day being on Thursday at 44 degrees. Our sunniest day looks like Friday with 42, and really the only chance of precipitation will be on Sunday with that 30% chance of scattered showers, 41 Sunday, and by the end of our forecast on Monday, mostly cloudy skies with a high temperature of 42 degrees. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll take a look at all the latest news from around the area as Wake Up Wenatchee Valley continues right after this.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota compact and utility tractors. Rated #1 in durability and owner experience, they're built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota tractors for 0 down, 2.99% APR for up to 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying snow attachments. See your local Kubota dealer today.
In Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
Do over there.
It makes things happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Road, NCW Live Channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Tuesday. It's 7:09 and time to take a look at news. A Moses Lake man died early Sunday after a two-vehicle crash on Highway 17 near Warden. 36-year-old Jeremiah T. Gregg was pronounced dead at the scene after rear-ending another northbound vehicle and flipping his pickup off the highway. The Washington State Patrol says the driver of the second vehicle, a 1989 Toyota Camry, abandoned their car and left the scene of the crash. That driver's identity is still unknown. The crash took place about 1:52 a.m., 3 miles northwest of Warden. The cause remains under investigation. A Moses Lake man suffered severe injuries in a highway wreck outside Quincy on Saturday. 31-year-old Nicholas A. Sweet was taken to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle after the wreck, which was reported about 8:30 p.m. The Washington State Patrol says Sweet was heading east on Highway 28 when his 2001 Chevy Geo crossed the line and collided head-on with a westbound Chevy Avalanche pickup. The State Patrol says Sweet appeared to be at fault in the wreck, but the driver of the Avalanche, 18-year-old Carlos Monroy Villanueva of Brewster, was arrested for DUI. Meanwhile, an Alaska man is in custody after allegedly stealing a parked vehicle and breaking into a nearby office building. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies arrested 44-year-old Gabriel Allen Easterly at a Chelan Falls towing company early Thursday. They say Easterly was spotted on surveillance video breaking into a parked Jeep and then broke the lock on the office door to enter. He also allegedly removed several expensive tools from the business. Easterly was jailed and faces possible charges, including vehicle theft and burglary. Well, the Chelan County prosecutor is determined that a Wenatchee police sergeant acted lawfully when he fired his rifle during a Chumstick Highway standoff last year. Prosecutor Robert Sealby says Sergeant Corey Bernache did nothing improper when he opened fire after seeing barricaded suspect Abel Wilkes pointing a rifle at another officer. Wilkes was taken into custody last March after an 18-hour standoff at his manufactured home outside Leavenworth. Bernache and other police at the scene reported Wilkes aimed a rifle at another police officer, Miguel Ruiz, who was there as part of the East Cascades SWAT team. Bernache fired his rifle 3 times but did not strike Wilkes, who's now serving 45 months for second-degree assault. The use of force was reviewed by a Columbia Basin investigative team. Sealby issued his findings on Friday. A budget workshop is scheduled for the Wenatchee School Board to hear an analysis of the proposed Columbia Elementary closure. District staff will also present budget reduction plans for the 2024-25 school year at the meeting, which is set for next Monday, February 12th at 6 p.m. The district says the workshop is intended to be informational with no action taken, as it's meant to give board members the opportunity to ask questions and hold discussions. Additionally, there will be no public comments at this workshop. The board will hear public comment during their regular meeting the following night on February 13th, when a legally required 90-day period before a school closure can be made official. In other news, U.S. Representative Dan Newhouse says he'll lead a congressional delegation to the U.S.-Mexico border in Arizona later this week. The 4th District Republican plans to spearhead a group of 12 Congress members on the fact-finding trip this Thursday. The House Natural Resources Committee, where Newhouse holds a seat, will also conduct a field hearing on illegal immigration at the border. Congress is weighing a bill that would allow more severe measures to stem illegal crossings. All right, remember, for more news and weather from around north central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. You can also scan that QR code on your screen for all the latest news, weather, and sports. Well, when we come back, we will take a look at sports, today's obscure holiday, this day in history, and birthdays. It's 7:14, and you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Tuesday. It's 36 degrees at 7:16 and time to take a look at sports. Well, as part of Black History Month, the Major League Baseball Network highlighted the first and last home runs of Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr. now has made the club and is going to play in center field for them. Whips that one to left field. First swing is deep. Kittle back. Goodbye, home run. His first swing is a homer.
Here's number 24 designated hitter Ken Griffey Jr. Fans a chance to see Junior's final couple of games.
Junior has had an interesting year, to say the least. He has delivered some of the most dramatic hits and dramatic moments of this year or any year. And the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit deep to right field. And that baby is going to be on a line out of here. Fly away, Ken Griffey Jr. And for Junior, number 630 on the year.
Just enough, a line shot home run. It had some giddy up to it, and it just kept on going.
Ken Griffey Jr. For my money, the greatest Mariner of them all. There'd be no stadium here without him.
Only Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa hit more home runs than Griffey in the late 90s. Over a span of 4 seasons in Seattle, Griff smacked 209 homers. He finished his Hall of Fame career with 603 round trippers and a lifetime .284 batting average. I was just talking to Uri. I think he's one of the best 5 players maybe ever in baseball. Well, 3 high school baseball and softball programs will benefit this season as grant recipients from the Seattle Mariners. Bridgeport, Manson, and Waterville, Mansfield each received $5,000 grants from the Mariners on-base equipment donation fund. Monies are intended to help baseball and softball programs with new player equipment, safety equipment, and updates to their field of play. The North Central Washington schools are among a total of 10 across Washington and Oregon to receive the grant funding. So far, the Mariners have donated over $400,000 to help Northwest schools. Well, since we're talking baseball, it won't be long before the boys this summer are back in town with the Wenatchee Apple Sox. The 2024 schedule is out, with Wenatchee set to host Port Angeles to kick off the West Coast League season May 31st. Broadcast voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, got together with Dan Kuntz over the holidays to talk about the season to come and bringing back coach Mitch Darlington for another year with Wenatchee.
You know, and it's one of those things, and Mitch and I were talking about this a few weeks ago, you know, you get into the off season and you start to remember little moments that kind of were footnotes as the season was happening, but you can go, you know, sit back one day and, oh gosh, remember that night, you know, this happened. Remember the night we had the packed house here, and it's fun to reminisce on that stuff here in the winter, as obviously a lot of us are starting to miss the warm weather as it gets a little bit colder. But, you know, a 37-17 team, second most wins in a season in Apple Sox history, really fun group. Wish we could have gone even further than we did, but there was a lot to be proud of from that team. And, you know, you're going to have years. We talked about when the season ended, Dan. I remember we said, you know, you have a 10-game improvement from the year before, but you finished a round earlier than the year before. It was a different league this year. I think it was the top-heavy teams were really, really doggone good. And somehow we ran into a team who was just ahead of us in the standings in Victoria. And, you know, you tip your cap to them. They made it all the way to the championship. But really fun season, so much to be proud of. And frankly, as soon as it ended, all it did was excite us even more for 2024.
Part of putting together the 2024 season schedule starts over the winter as teams in the West Coast League get together. Norman says Wenatchee owner Jose Oglesby loves to use his talents to help with the process.
Yeah, the West Coast League owners meet several times throughout the offseason. The general managers had a meeting as well this year. That used to be a regular occurrence, kind of got away from it with the pandemic, and our GM, Allie Shank, was actually a big part of wanting to help bring those back, because she thought, you know, it's good for the owners to meet, but it's good for us, you know, the boots on the ground to meet as well. So they did that this past fall and got a chance to kind of give each other their blackout dates, those being days that you could not host games at your ballpark. And Jose's actually a big part of helping to put the schedule together. I think we mentioned before, no secret, with his experience at Microsoft, he's pretty good with Microsoft Excel. So putting together different types of schedules is not much of a problem for him. So he's been a huge part of helping to make those. And like you said, Dan, I love this schedule this year. I think each year the league, they learn from the things where we go, hey, wait a sec, that didn't quite work out as well. And they give you schedules that work really well. And I think we'll touch on it, but the addition of the All-Star game, that's something we've been waiting for a while. Haven't had one since 2019.
We were supposed to host it the COVID year?
2020.
And of course there was no baseball at all. And then you haven't even had an All-Star game, have you?
Haven't had one since 2019 in Bend.
Is this going to be where it's going to do?
Well,
can you say anything?
We can't confirm where it's going to be at this year, but I can tell you it won't be here, unfortunately. As much as we would love to host it, it just wasn't the right year for us in that regard. So I will say that who is going to be hosting it, tremendous host. I don't think anyone will be surprised when it's there. And myself, I'll plan to be there, frankly, because a great ballpark to watch games at and just such a fun event. I went in 2019, and I wish I had gone the year before.
NCW Life will be back at the ballpark with several broadcasts this summer. Also stay tuned for more on the opening day run with former Apple Sox skipper Ed Nags. It's an effort to raise awareness of suicide prevention that will include a live broadcast of this show, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. That's right, we'll be live coming up on May 1st. Well, there was a seeding game in high school basketball last night. The Lake Roosevelt girls beat Liberty Bell 67-42 to set things up for the first round of the District 6 2B tournament. The first round of the District 6 2B boys tournament is tonight at Omak High School. The first game has Tenasket taking on Brewster at 6 p.m. The nightcap features Okanagan and Lake Roosevelt at 7:30. The District 6 1B girls tournament begins tonight with Eniat hosting Cascade Christian at 6, while Wilson Creek visits Soap Lake. The loser of tonight's games season comes to an end. Well, it's a loser-out scenario for teams in the District 6 1A girls tournament as well tonight, as Chelan hosts Omak at 6, while Cashmere takes on Quincy at 7. The boys 1A also get their tournament underway tonight, with Cashmere visiting Quincy at 7, while Chelan hosts Omak at 7:30 in a doubleheader at Chelan High School. And that, folks, is a look at sports. Excuse me. Time now to take a look at today's obscure holiday. And before we get to the holiday that we're really going to focus on, here are some of the obscure holidays today. We're talking about National Lame Duck Day. National Frozen Yogurt Day, Pride in Service Week, National School Counseling Week, International Networking Week, and how about this one? National Kraut and Frankfurter Week. I'm all in for that one. But this is the one we're going to focus on today. It's the Great American Pizza Bake Week. There are several food weeks held during the month of February, but we doubt many of them are as delicious as the Great American Pizza Bake. This holiday event takes place during the second week of February. It's an event that not only encourages people to enjoy freshly baked pizza, but also encourages people to make those pizzas at home. Not only is a homemade pizza delicious, but it also is cheaper than buying frozen pizza. Although frozen pizzas can be as much as $5 to $7 a pizza and up, homemade pizzas can cost as little as under $3 a pizza. And since frozen pizzas pale in comparison to piping hot homemade pizza, it's just another good reason for people to make their own pizzas in the privacy of their homes. By the way, pizza-like dishes have existed since ancient Rome. Pisna Romano was a flatbread food that was topped with drizzled honey, crumbled feta cheese, olive oil, and sesame seeds. It was a dish that Romans enjoyed and a dish that was even offered to their gods. This dish continued to evolve through history until it became the working class dish that was enjoyed in Naples, Italy during the 20th century. That was when the modern pizza was born, and thank goodness for that. All right, this day in history, back in 1891, the Dalton gang's first attempt at a train robbery was a fiasco. On February 6, 1891, Bob, Grat, and Bill tried to rob a Southern Pacific train near Alila, California. While Bill kept any passengers from interfering by shooting over their heads, Bob and Grat forced the engineer to show them the location of the cash-carrying express car. When the engineer tried to slip away, one of the brothers shot him in the stomach. Finding the express car on their own, Bob and Grat demanded that the guard inside open the heavy door. The guard refused and began firing down at them from a small spy hole. Thwarted, the brothers finally gave up and rode away. The Daltons would have done well to heed the ominous signs of that first failed robbery and seek safer pursuits. Instead, they returned to Oklahoma, reunited with younger brother Emmett, and began robbing in earnest. A year later, the gang botched another robbery, boldly attempting to hit two Coffeyville, Kansas banks at the same time. Townspeople caught them in the act and killed Bob, Grat, and two other of their gang members. Emmett was seriously wounded and served 14 years in prison. Believe it or not, we may have actual footage of the Dalton gang's first attempt of robbing a train on this day in 1891. Amazing actual footage, isn't it? Also on this day in 1998, a judge reinstates the suspended sentence of school teacher Mary Kay Letourneau and sends her back to prison for 7 years after she's caught violating a no-contact order with her former student Vili Fualeu when she was found in a vehicle with the boy by police. Letourneau first met Fualeu when she was a teacher at Shorewood Elementary School in the Seattle suburb of Burien, and he was only a second grader. During the summer of 1996, Letourneau, then 34 and a married mother of 4, began a sexual relationship with her former 6th grade student, then 12. Following her release from prison in 2004, Letourneau and Fualeu married in 2005, had 2 children, and divorced in 2019. All right, turning to birthdays now on this February 6th. Born in 1911, Ronald Wilson Reagan, previously an actor and the governor of California from 1967 to 1975. He defeated Jimmy Carter in a landslide in the 1980 election, having lost the Republican nomination previously in 1976. He is considered one of the most prominent conservative figures in American history. Reagan was credited with Reaganomics, which involved economic deregulation and cuts in both taxes and government spending during a period of stagflation. Reagan called for the destruction of the Berlin Wall in a speech in 1989, with the wall coming down later that year. Also, happy 84th birthday to broadcaster Thomas John Brokaw, born in Webster, South Dakota in 1940. He first served as the co-anchor of the Today Show from 1976 to 1981 with Jane Pauley, and then as the anchor and managing editor of NBC Nightly News from 1982 to 2004. In the previous decade, he served as a weekend anchor for the program from 1973 to 76. He is also the only person to have hosted all three major NBC news programs, The Today Show, NBC Nightly News, and briefly Meet the Press. He formerly held a special correspondent post for NBC News. He's also a recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States. All right, as we head to break, we want to thank a big thank you to our platinum sponsor here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Remember, for all your heat and air, call Alpine Air. Also, a big thanks to Pool to Spa Services, first-class pool and spa services in North Central Washington, home to the Bullfrog Spa with jetpacks. Pool to Spa Services is located on Worthen Street in Wenatchee. And also a big thanks to Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Their entire campus embraces a philosophy as healthy, fulfilled living to encourage happiness and longevity as they strive to help patients achieve the purposeful, active lifestyle that they desire. Thanks so much to all of our sponsors here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Coming up next, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, and we'll have interviews with the top 10 Apple Blossom royalty candidates, Samantha Dodd and Danya Cuevas Sandoval, as Wake Up Wenatchee Valley continues on this Tuesday right after this.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Around here, Jack Frost nips more than just your nose. That's why people here drive Honda. Dependable all-wheel drive with traction control, with heated steering wheel and seats to keep Jack Frost off your seat, which will make it very happy. And since it's no fun to fill up in this weather, isn't it cool that Honda is known for legendary fuel efficiency? Great deals are here now, and so is Mr. Frost. So see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
check out clubprocashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So I've got these pals from high school, the Rads, we call ourselves. Now, long explanation about the name, maybe another time, but we've been tight for well over 50 years, and we regularly get together for some sort of activity. Well, my buddy Bill suggested that for 2024, we go to the Rolling Stones concert in May at Lumen Field. Yeah, that's why I asked my wife, Rosie. I said, hey, would it be okay for me to go with the guys to the Stones concert? And she said, yeah. She said, better do it before you die, or before they die anyway. And then I thought, Keith Richards die? Why would anybody think that might happen? This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Hey folks, Lehman here with Crown Furniture and Mattress. Folks, there's no question if you're looking for top quality furniture and mattresses, Crown Furniture and Mattress is the place for you. Whether it's FlexSteel's patented blue steel spring, Englander's 120 years of innovation, or Stan's incredible comfort. Folks, we have it all. So stop by and see us today at 736 South Wenatchee Avenue.
The day after I met her, I called and asked her to go on a date with me, and we came to Abby's Pizza for our first date.
Eating it across from each other, I'll never forget it. This place is special.
It's barbecue chicken pizza season at Abby's Legendary Pizza, baby. Featuring our flavorful pizza sauce and a 3-cheese blend, layered with BBQ sauce, chicken, and onions. Order your hot and fresh feast now at abbys.com. A legendary pizza tradition.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Imagine a science project being done on the kitchen table. Feel the excitement on Christmas morning as the kids race down the stairs to form memories that cannot be erased. Listen for the laughter coming from the next room. Put your family in a new home to make these visions become reality with Coldwell Banker Cascade. Use the Move Meter entering 2 cities and see how a potential move scores based on the cost of living and other factors. Make your dream place a reality with Coldwell Banker Cascade today.
Coverage of the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant on the NCW Life Channel is brought to you by Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center, a regional hub for career and technical education programs that equip high school age students with personal, workplace, and technical skills. Give them a call today at 509-662-8827.
Continuing our series of profiles as you get to know, and I get to know, the Apple Blossom Top 10 Royalty Candidates building up to the big night on Saturday, February 10th at the New America Performing Arts Center for the Royalty Selection Pageant, sponsored by our friends at the Cashmere Valley Bank. Samantha Dodd, welcome to the studio, and thanks for spending some time out.
Thank you. I'm excited.
It's Friday, 9:30-ish as we tape this. Are you missing? What class are you missing right now?
Right now, I am missing my senior English class. But honestly, it's okay because I've finished all my finals, so we're pretty much just hanging out. So not missing too much today.
So you're not going to get in trouble by missing?
Oh, no.
I mean, is there a class, if you wanted to miss to come do this, you would just assume miss a different class? What class would that be?
Probably my photography class. I mean, like I said, I've done my photography finals, and that's later in the day, so I'm not missing it. But I think if I had to miss a class, it would be photography because, you know, it's fun. It's a nice little art credit, little extra credit. But I'd probably miss photography instead of English.
Of all the bios, and each of the candidates has to write a bio, which is not easy when you're 17 or 18 years old. How do you write a bio? You're the only one, and the question is, if you could change places, trade places with anybody for the day, all the candidates picked a person. Mm-hmm. You picked a dog.
I did pick a dog.
Explain that.
So I picked my 3-year-old dog, Axel. Wait, is this live?
Okay.
Axel.
Axel,
yes. And I picked Axel because I feel that I would just love to be Axel every day. Every day Axel wakes up, it's a brand new day. It's the happiest day of his life. Nothing's wrong. He's living his best life. He loves everyone. So excited to see everyone, no matter who it is that comes through our door. And no matter if he had, a bad day before, maybe got in trouble, forgets about it 30 minutes later and comes up on the couch and snuggles us. And I just think being able to wake up every single day in the best mood and being happy is something that I wish we could all have. And I think that's why I would want to trade places with Axel, because he is just the most amazing dog.
How old is Axel?
Axel's 3.
3. So in dog years, he's about as old as you are, too.
Yeah, pretty much. He is, yeah. Yep. I would think 21, maybe? Yeah.
Let's go back to November 6th, the mandatory meeting. All candidates plus a parent or guardian has to come to these meetings. It's required, and it's when Darcy and her staff, all of them top flight professionals, spell it out for you. This is what you're going to expect if you are putting your hand up and saying, I'm going to go ahead and take a run at it.
Yeah.
Was this something you've been thinking about, or did you even think about it until you got the letter? Talk about leading up to November 6th. You'd say, Mom, Dad, I want to go for it, or?
Yeah. So basically, when I was younger, I would always go to the grand parades and the food fair and everything. And I would love to see the queens and the princesses. I'd stand on the side of the parade with my little crown and wave to the princesses. But as I got older, during dance, we would perform the opening number at the pageant. And so I would get to watch the pageant after we did the opening number. And I was just like, wow, like this is something that I think I'd really want to do. And so I became a senior, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I don't know, like school, Apple Blossom. But I really thought about it, and I was like, no, like this is something I want to do. And I decided, got to do it, went to the meeting. At first was a little, like this is a lot.
They do that on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Darcy shoots straight. She said, this is what if you're going for it.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, because I would love to know everything at once so I know what I'm getting myself into. But really, like, this has been so great so far, and I'm so glad that I chose to do it. It's something that I would never be able to do if I didn't do it. And so I'm just really glad that this is something that I wanted to do and kind of give my younger self a fun little thing. And
is it what you expected? What have you learned about yourself since November 6th, or even since you made top 10? What do you know now that maybe Samantha from a month ago didn't know about herself?
I think I know I'm more confident than I thought I was. Public speaking was something that scared me a lot. Like being on stage at dance is completely different, like I'm performing. But I really think that I learned that I can speak in front of people, and I'm confident, and I think that's a really good skill to have. And I'm really glad that this has helped me through the process, and I'm just really grateful.
On Saturday the 10th is the day. It's going to be one of the days in your life that you're never going to forget.
Oh yeah.
It's an all-day process from the beginning to the end of pageant, but you're going to be judged by judges, by people who do these things and do it well. Are you prepared to be judged? Are you comfortable with that?
I think so. I mean, it's a little scary to think about, like the panel judging and the one-on-one. Like it's just me sitting there, being asked all these questions. But I think I've been judged before, dance competitions. Obviously, it's a different kind of skill set. But I think it's just being you and being confident in yourself and knowing yourself, I think really helps. And that's kind of what I'm going in with it and hoping that it just works.
When it's all said and done, your day is over.
Yes.
You've done your homework. You don't have to worry about anything else. It's now just Samantha time to be Samantha, to have a center of gravity, to blot out the world. What is it that you do when you nothing else is being asked of you? Commitments are done. What's Samantha time?
Samantha time, I would have to say, is sitting on the couch downstairs with my family and my dogs on the couch with me, because they both love being on the couch, and just spending time like either by myself or with my family, no matter who's downstairs with me, and just having conversations about our day, just debriefing about everything that happened, and just being able to calm myself down if it was a stressful day, talk about it with my parents, or just be myself and just sit there and maybe silence, read a book, watch my favorite show or something, and just be able to come back to who I am no matter how the day went, and just being able to be in my comfortable home and just be myself is just, I think, really great.
Well, best of luck on Saturday.
Well, thank you.
And thanks for dropping by and paying us a visit.
Of course.
All right.
Thank you.
And you are watching the NCW Life channel.
It's cold outside and time to make sure your loved ones are safe and secure at home during the cold months ahead. Aging and Adult Care has low-cost, in-home care options for seniors, adults with disabilities, and for caregivers assisting relatives or friends. Services like housekeeping, personal care, and home-delivered meals can make such a difference for you or someone you know. These services and more are available by calling Aging and Adult Care's offices at 1-800-572-4459.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Working with August Edge Real Estate, both sellers and buyers feel confident knowing they are in the hands of award-winning professionals. August Edge offers a 2% listing commission, which includes above-standard service and technology.
We offer high-tech 3D imagery, drone photos, local North Central Washington TV ads, and impressive smart flyer installed at your listing. The August Edge website also hosts your home with an interactive featured listing page.
August Edge is professional, personable, and preferable.
Coverage of the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant on the NCW Life channel is brought to you by Boswell's Home Furnishings. Visit their huge 30,000 square foot showroom, carrying popular brands of living room, dining room, bedroom, and family room furniture and accessories.
Continuing our profiles as we get to know the top 10 candidates who are vying for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court. And of course on Saturday, February 10th at the America Performing Arts Center, presented by Cashman Valley Bank. We shall find out together, and if you can't make it, you can watch it here on the NCW Life channel. Introduce yourself to our television family.
Hi, my name is Dania Cuevas Sandoval. I'm a Reading Star student at Wenatchee High School, and I'm so excited to be here today with you.
That's a unique first name.
Yeah?
Is there a story behind that?
My mom told me she got it from a pageant from Mexico. Like, she was looking at TVs and she said that name came up, and she was like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna name my daughter, and that's what she named me. But I have some cousins that have like a similar name to it. They're like, some of them start with a T, Tanya, and then some are like Diana, and then mine's like Dania, so it's like, yeah, it kind of runs in the family.
Speaking of family, your dad is on the Wenatchee City Council.
Yes, he is.
Does he like being a public servant, and is that part of your growing up, serving the public in a way to help the valley be a better place to live?
Yeah, so my dad is the city council for the South Wenatchee, where I live, and he's loved that. This is his 4th year, and he's running again. Well, he got the position again, and it's like a way for me to also like help my community out, because I love volunteering. That's like something that I've always done and I always loved. You know, I've been an avid, and right now I'm in a group called Youth United, as I serve as a treasurer. And being as a treasurer, I get to find sponsors for our club so we can fund our club and find ways to help our community as much as we can. And I just love doing that.
And he was probably really happy that nobody ran against him. And he was.
He was. He's so happy, honestly. Yeah, he tells me, he's like, oh, I'm going to be on TV, or like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to It's just so fun.
And it's a lot of work. People need to understand that. Being on a city council member or any public service is a lot of work.
Yeah,
and you
I'm
don't get
very
paid a
proud of
lot.
him.
Let me tell you about that right now. So what class are you missing now? It's Friday, right? So are you even missing class?
I did miss my morning class. It was Avid actually, but right now after this, I have to go back to the college, and I have a lab for biology that I'm really excited about. Like, my classes have been so fun this quarter. I really enjoyed. I've been taking chemistry, biology, and political science at the college, and every Friday I have my biology labs, and then chemistry I have them online. As well as Friday, I do have one today for chemistry. Yeah.
But I don't have to write a note for your teacher, right?
No, it's okay.
So let's go back to November 6th, the mandatory meetings. You have to go to these meetings, and you have to bring a parent or a guardian, and Darcy spills it all out. This is if you're going for it, this is what you can expect.
Yeah.
Any hesitation? Did you think maybe I don't want to do this, or did you always want to do this? Or was it a last second decision to go ahead and go for this?
I feel like it was just nerve-wracking, like hearing like so many like things that we have to do and how much time it is. But I feel like I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to represent my community, and especially right now. And the fact that this is like a one-time opportunity that I get to do. And honestly, yeah, it was. I never thought of not doing it. I was just more like nervous about it. And then when I found out that I was gonna go first, I was actually supposed to go second, but some girls dropped out, and I was like, oh, okay. And then we just moved up from there. And I was like, wow, I'm gonna go first. Like, this is so, it was like, I was like nervous when they told me that, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? Going first doesn't seem that bad, you know?
What was it like backstage at the Numerica PAC the night that they announced the top 10? Because the curtains are drawn and you don't know, and then you hear your name. What was that like?
Yeah, I was just standing there. I was taking deep breaths, and I was like, you got this, like, just, because I tend to shake a lot, and I was like, but in that moment, I didn't really shake as much as I do, and I was like, you know, this is probably just a good thing, you know, exciting. I was just excited. I was just telling myself that I kept being excited.
And now you're in the top 10.
Yes.
So going all the way back to November for the mandatory meeting, and then you go through all that stuff, and then the speeches, and now you're in the top 10, and we're closing in on pageant. It's almost here. What have you learned about yourself that maybe you didn't know about yourself back in November?
I would probably say I didn't know about November. I guess all the things I couldn't do, I guess being on stage, I never thought that I could actually do it. I just, in a way, I told myself, like, just look at the lights. Don't look at the people, because if you look at the people, that's when you're gonna get more nervous. I mean, I had to look at the judges at a point, and I did, but when we got to meet them, we got to say, like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. You know, that gave me a more sense of, like, they're just people, you know? They're just here to watch me. They're here to listen to what I have to say. And I feel like I'm proud of myself for actually doing this and being open to myself, because I'm a person that tends to be, how do you say it, an introvert in a way. And like this year I'm very proud of myself that I got to be out of my shell and like more extrovert.
Yeah, you can't do this and be an introvert. You can't be a wallflower and make the top 3. You just can't.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can do if you have to do it. It's just that changes your whole mindset.
And this whole process is just like, they've been so grateful. And, I mean, I've been so grateful and excited for all these chaperones that they've helped us. I'm just really
You mentioned judges. On Saturday, the 10th, you're going to be judged all day. It's a day. It's 10 hours of you being judged by people who judge people.
Yeah.
Are you prepared for that? Are you comfortable being judged, I guess is the right way to say it?
In a way, I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. Like, it's just, I mean, you're being judged, you know? Like, what can you say? It's like, what you have to say, it's really what they're gonna judge you on. And I feel like I'm kind of prepared, you know? I'm like taking, like studying a little bit, you know, of our, I mean, not that I don't know things about our valley, but get to know a little bit more of our valley. It's really wonderful, yeah.
When the day is done in your world, your homework is done, you don't have any obligations to anybody, nothing's being asked of you, house is clean, room's clean, whatever. What do you do for your center of gravity, to be you, just being you, being you? What do you do? Do you read a book? Do you listen to music? What do you...
You know, this is gonna sound funny, but I love to take naps. Like naps to me are very relaxing, very therapeutic, and throughout the day I'm just so tired. Like I don't know. I feel like to me I just need a nap, and once I just take my nap, I wake up. I'm like, it's like a new day to me. I get to feel fresh, you know. Yeah, I just love taking naps.
Well, they say people who take naps get double days. You get 2 days in one.
Yeah, and some people tell me, they're like, why do you take naps all the time? I'm just like, I don't know, like, I just feel so good after I take my nap. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, you should do it.
I nap every day, as a matter of fact. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
All right, and
Thank you. You were great, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. You're watching the NCW Life Channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs. At Coldwell Banker, their people, their company are cut from a different cloth. They see, hear, sense, and feel things that other people don't. They have a unique appreciation for the thing called home. Because of this dedication, Coldwell Banker has thrived for over a century. This is why they are ranked #1 on Agent Trust. Coldwell Banker. They do real estate with higher standards and have been guiding people home since 1906.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Tuesday morning. It's 36 degrees right now in the Wenatchee area, and if you're just heading out the door, maybe to head to work or school, a little bit of misty rain out there. That began in our overnight hours and continued and still continuing this morning. Also mist reported in Ellensburg and 39 degrees. Ephrata, very nice morning, 39 degrees, reporting some light rain. Also Moses Lake reporting some light rain this morning and some unknown precipitation. If you're headed on Highway 28 to Quincy, we are seeing that at the rest area before you get into Quincy. All right, today's high temperatures around the area. And once again, we're going to see above normal temperatures. 42 for Ellensburg, 45s in Ephrata and for Moses Lake, 44 in Quincy, and then a little bit cooler as we move to the west of the Columbia Basin. Wenatchee, Eniat, Chelan, we'll all see about 41 degrees this afternoon, 42 up in Omak, 37 the high in Lake Wenatchee, 39 for Leavenworth, and 40 for your high temperature for you folks in Kashmir. All right, taking a look at our 7-day forecast. We could see patchy fog today, also Wednesday, and maybe even on Thursday morning, and then cloudy skies for our afternoon today. High temperature of 41 as we mentioned, 33 overnight tonight. Some patchy fog on Wednesday and partly cloudy, 42 the high temperature. And then as we get you in towards the end of our work week, Thursday and Friday, partly cloudy Thursday, mostly sunny on Friday. It looks like, at least now, that Thursday will be our warmest day at 44 degrees as our lows get back down into the 20s with those clearer skies at night. For Friday, Beautiful, mostly sunny skies and mild, high temperature of 42. And remember, keep in mind our normal high right now is about 39 degrees. For Saturday and Sunday, getting you into the weekend, kind of a mixed bag. A nice start to the weekend on Saturday. And don't forget, that is Apple Blossom Selection Pageant Night that we will broadcast right here on the NCW Life channel. That will begin at 6 o'clock. The pageant will begin at 7. So a nice stretch of weather on the way and lots going on. Super Bowl Sunday as well as Apple Blossom Selection Pageant. And that'll do it for this Tuesday here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Grant Olson in for Dan Kuntz. I hope you join me tonight for the NCW Life Evening News. Or if you can't, I'll be back here tomorrow morning for another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Have a great day, everyone.
Sandwiches. Why, one small town takes pride in being full of bologna.
I've always wanted to do this.
And then we go inside a bologna factory in hopes of making the cut.
We were bad.
Then it's a vintage ride with a guy who sure knows how to pick 'em.